Okay, catfish. Let me give you some answers right quick, because I'm busy. A little bit. Not much, but a little bit. So, does anyone know what to do about this weird, weak ass beer? Please communicate with this woman. First of all, let me answer your first one. Hold on. Nice. There goes my goofy screen again. Acting crazy. Crazy. Where you at? This was 11 days ago. I'm just now seeing this. Does anyone know what to do about this weird, weak ass bitch? I'll answer that for you. And the answer is no. Absolutely not. Please communicate with this woman that I have never asked anyone any personal questions relating to her. Good. Keep it that way. Why would I need to know anything about her? You don't know. You don't need to know. With that stupid ass question. Just stop. She is a non factor. Well, that's exactly how I feel about you, basically. Except for we're just two individuals that is rebuttaling to each other. And you say that I put too much into trying to make logical sense. Well, so do you, whether if you recognize it or not, but you do. There is a such thing as algorithm, and the way that I formed it and applied it to what I wanted to apply to was just fine. Was just fine. You need some happiness. You act as if you never had an office. What in the nappy root headed ass fuck does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Well, what does you act as if you had an office before had to do with you need some happiness? How do you follow up with something like that? Huh? Dum dum. What does that have to do with anything? I have signed a many of documents, a many of documents. You sign many of documents with your overcompensating ass. I have a many of documents, just many that will do. See how I can critique your shit? I will get nameplates and show you. I have to find them. Don't waste your time. Nobody cares, especially me. You dropped out or kicked out of something. Well, why can't you find that, busybody? Why haven't you found that? Why haven't you found that? Now, there'll be other people that will disregard that goofy shit because you're a goofy, right? And there could be some that will probably address you and tell you that you're such a liar. You're such a liar. You're too hard pressed. You're pressed. You're pressed, pressed, pressed. You need to unsubscribe to me. I'm not subscribed to your shit. Just happens to come down this stupid ass YouTube shit. And I just click on it. Let's get that clear. And that's a fact. I've been unsubscribed to you. Now, let's talk about you being unsubscribed to me and how that makes me feel, if I can apply that in a correct, logical, sensible manner. And do I look like I give a fuck? Do I look like I give a fuck? I'm glad you did. Unsubscribe, put some duct tape on your mouth, and go finish your, what's that needle? Prozac or whatever the fuck that needle shit is. Go do that. You are dumb. And I don't need nothing you have or know. All of those are competitive fucking sentences you apply up in there. This is the disconnection from reality. Pretty much as a female, we pretty much have almost the same thing. Most of it will probably come in a different brain. Huh? Huh, stupid? I got shoes, you got shoes. I got clothes, you got clothes. I have vehicles, you have a vehicle. Huh? What are we talking about? Huh? I bet you that I got Vaseline sitting somewhere and you probably have some with your dumb ass. You are the dumb one. You are deranged. You say the goofiest shit ever. I just have one question. How does a disabled welfare DoorDasher booster is able to give out the most money in this sector? Probably because you were a fraudulent person, allegedly. Probably because you lied on your paperwork so that you'll be able to keep your $250 every 2 weeks bi-weekly fucking money to yourself. I don't know. And I don't give a rat's ass. Why couldn't you give your mods the $25 a month? How do you know what the mods were getting? How do you know what I have given out to the mods? Where does it say that I had to stick to something like that? See, the $25 a month is none of your damn business. You're worried about something that's not of your business. Who sounds like the broke one? Well, there is a few people that can assure you that I'm not broke. Common sense is not common in your fucking head, dum dum. If I'm up and I'm grinding every day, except for a few, what do you think I'm just out here for free? What do you think I don't invest? Why do you think that? Why are you imposing this bull crap in a text? Why? See, it would be easy to say that you're the broke one because you're the one that's always at home, not online, teaching whatever it is that you were supposed to be teaching, whether if it was a sex education class in how to send out a coochie picture. You're not even doing that. You're here talking about you're at war. 70 years old and you want to be at war. Please explain it to the people. I don't have to explain what the people are already seeing to analyze their thoughts on what Papoose is doing. Dum dum. Why would I have to do that? You are over 50 with no leadership. So you mean to tell me that 136, soon to be 37, is not being positioned in a leadership? You mean that the people that, I kind of help or, you know, around what I do for 8, maybe 10 hours a day is not some type of leadership? You mean not holding a diversity class, a training class is not leadership? Oh, okay. Well, you say so. Joe goofy. I told you you're goofy. You are showing you a man, you are a straight goof. You are showing paperwork that was signed by a manager, and the manager isn't you. Once again, goofy, there has to be 2 signatures, sometimes 3, on a paperwork when you are settling a grievance in your favor. Okay? Dum dum, you're the dum dum. Why wouldn't the signatures not be on there? You explain that part. Why would it not be required to have a higher level signature on the paperwork? Why wouldn't it? You tell us why we don't have to do that. I'm sure you got an answer for that. You don't have any employees reporting to you. Oh, okay. Because that's what my email is for when I can't get in touch. And if it's something that has to be dealt with ASAP, that- in other words, Goofy, I am the go to person. In other words, but you try real, real hard. I used to give my files to my assistant. What the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What does it? What does it have to do with anything? What does it have to do with you responding that bullshit to me when I keep telling you that I don't give a rat's ass? How does anything you are doing late in life, girl, girl, no matter, Goofy, how old we get, there's never, ever too late to do something? Goofy, God, you irritating. Would make me feel some kind of way. Bless your heart. Now, you entered into my comments yesterday and you sit your goofy ass out here again asking to be unsubscribed, and I am not subscribed to you. But yet, then you turn around and comment your goofy ass in my comments on my post. You got to be the most retarded ass bitch out here in this damn community. You got to be smoking again on some type of shit. I don't know what it is, bitch, but you done got hold to it. You done got hold to it. Feeling like you done pulled up. No, bitch, it don't work that way. You pulled up, huh? Let me see what you had to say on my post, big ass bitch. You'll never have me running over there to your skank ass about nothing. But before we do, and I'm going to play this because you said that you didn't say what you said about Claudine. But see, this isn't about Claudine. This is about your hot mouth, fast talking, probably over there on what was that goddamn medicine that make your ass go speed? You on speed, honey. Um, I don't know, but it's a dime, a pepperine or some shit. But this was you, right? I don't remember saying it.
Take my picture. Now, tell me. Share the story with you because it's important. Tell me, where did I call Claudia a bitch? Did anybody hear me call Claudia a bitch or nobody? Tell me where I called Claudia a bitch. It's fine.
Well, see, again, this isn't about Claudine. It's about your bitch ass. How you think that you just so damn clever at what you're doing and you're not. And all of that police stuff that they're talking about, that one document, which I'll find, has enough weight to it, but I'll show you.
To the 2% in my life that gets on my motherfucking nerve. And I know that I can address your bitch ass. Then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the fucking record and walk away from it. Okay? I'm going to do. Address your bitch ass. Nerve. And I know that I can address your bitch ass. Then that's what I'm going to do.
Now you said that you won't why you won't play the whole thing. You could have played the whole thing your damn self. But since you asked, let's honor that goddamn request.
Then that's what again. And I tried to add her. I couldn't find her name. According to me, I was born by the goddamn best. So I goddamn understand. It's just that.
I wanted to respond to that. Now, what makes you think that there is nobody else that feels the same way about themselves? But when they feel that way about themselves, then you want to contest that and say differently. Really? According to you, with your parents, you were born by the best. I highly doubt that because right before you entered the 20s, if you were born by the best, then they would have put your big ass on some type of fucking diet plan then. They didn't give a fuck about your ass sitting there watching your ass eat yourself into depression. Like I told you, and I stand on it. You was going through something way deeper than what you're trying to apply about, oh, and my life is at a standstill back in 2011 and don't know the whole ream to that. You don't know the whole ream to that story. But so that you can know, I'm going to give it to you. Like I said, it was that goddamn game, candle, something I was playing. You just don't get it. You try to make $1 out of 15 cents of something that is not your story to tell. But I get how it works out here because I'm finna tell your story off of this video. But baby, that was pertaining to a game. My life is going to always take a particular standstill when I choose to put myself on time out, meaning that I might be going a little bit too fast and missing a step. One step that I can certainly be honest about and tell you that I miss sometimes, and that is serving the Lord. Some days I might miss my 7-minute prayer, but I make that all up. But you wouldn't understand that. But according to what I've seen, what I saw with you analyzing your pictures, and you want to talk about somebody life was at a standstill, or you were raised by the best, and they did not detect that your ass was over there eating 4 loaves of bread. That's what about how many grams of carbs, bitch, that messed you up. And they did absolutely nothing. You know what? You are right, Rick. Thank you for addressing that. You're right.
You play a different role when it comes to my goddamn life. Okay? But it is the weirdest shit I've ever seen or heard in my goddamn life. Now, oh, and if anybody can get into the call in, this woman said, yeah, Claudine,
Now, let's make your point at the beginning. Then we'll make a and establish another point at the end. Let's do that. Let's break it down that way for the goddamn bird nest from in the tree. Look standing up there like a tree. Let's break that down. The point was you addressed someone in the comment that was not talking directly to you. She was talking to me. But because you're at war with everybody and you're on needles and pins out there, anybody can get it. That's point A. Dum dum. You shouldn't have never mentioned her name, but you did. Then you end up, let's finish with the point two.
you're gonna let her talk to herself. Now, see, I don't understand all of that.
It wasn't nothing for you to understand. Her advising someone else pertaining to a situation has nothing to do with you. But what you did was follow up and put your feelings into the game. Yes, she may have been giving advice about you, but it gave you no room to address her on it. None. There should have not been no open door. You should have never turned the knob. And you can't even get that through your head because you at war. You got in your feelings. You feel that the statement that she made or the advice that she was giving, right, could have possibly dampened your channel, meaning that nobody pays any attention to you. And you don't like that because you want to be paid attention to. You want to have that audience to hear your sobbing ass 1926 stories that nobody out here should be believing that it exists with just your mouth running. That's it and that's all. That's just like sitting up there and believing the president on everything that he says, but he never comes on camera to allow people to see it coming out of his mouth, putting a face to those words. And you think that people are, I assume, that gullible to believe everything that you say because you said it. Where do they do that at, numbnut? Where do they do that at?
Uh, here and there, Claudine, they come through and speak, and then, and I want to get it, and I tried to add her.
Then you want to turn the notch down into this passive ass voice of yours. You want to switch the tone up like you expressing some type of a sympathy or something. Oh, and I'm sorry that this person passed away, and I really like this person, and this person was and then the next minute you turned up. You turned up. Good morning, tears. Hi, purple, purple. You need to stop. You're the one with the confused characterization about your head, your ass, your behind. You are. You're not happy with yourself. You probably are pretending that you're happy. And I could agree. A person should tell themselves that they're happy, but they can also be facing denial.
I couldn't find her name in the directory. I just want to, I don't understand. Can you, can you feel,
Totally
what you
half
trying to
dead,
say?
girl. This woman is so full of crap.
You know,
There was nothing for you to be adding a Claudine or looking her up in any directory. The message was not for you. It wasn't for you. There was no need for you to intervene. There was no need for you to ask Claudine and her to come back to explain to you what that meant. It wasn't for you. Now, if I would ask Claudine and ask Claudine, what is it that you meant by that statement? I would rightfully be in my rights to do so because she added to me. And you say that you went to a school. Now, I ain't saying that you dropped out. I'm saying that it's a possibility, like how you trying to mirror that effect on me, right? But what I'm saying is, bitch, somewhere you did get out. Somewhere you didn't finish anything. Somewhere you do need help, like a straitjacket.
it makes honest about, like, I having a grace period, so I'm talking about it. I don't have none of that. I have straight attack mode in my goddamn head. That's
And if that's what's in your head, being in an attack mode and you ready to go to war, it might be time for you to shut it down. Because it's obviously there is nobody other than people roasting on your ass is going to no goddamn civilization of a war. What do you want a war about? Ain't your hot mouth good enough for you? Oh, that is your war. That is your war. But then when you start to lose in that war, right? When you start to lose, then you want to turn it up a notch and just get belligerent, like how I do, up notches, like how I do. But then you'll come back and say some bull crap about, oh, this look at how she get, look at how she act. Honey, there's a whole lot of videos out here with you showing your belligerence fucking character. Excuse my French.
and if you are contributing to the 2% in my life that gets on my motherfucking nerve.
This is where you know that this is something wrong because who in the hell in their right mind, once you then read the statement, analyze the statement, see who that statement is directed to, would put something in their head that if, see, it's the if that got her ass hot mouthed over there. The presumption got her ass hot mouthed over there because someone made a statement to someone else and you feel this way about it. If you saying something about me, go sit your ratchet, raggedy ass down. Insecure ass.
Like an address bitch ass. Then that's what I'm going to do. I'm put it on the fucking record and walk away from it.
Now,
Okay?
you speaking
No, in my god.
about Claudine, right? You mentioned her name. Then you go on to make point two. If, that's the point two. If you're applying 2% or whatever about me, then you would do what?
I mean, that's it. And if you are contributing to the 2% in my life that gets on my motherfucking nerve. And I know that I can address your bitch ass.
Uh, and you know that you can address her bitch ass. But then you come back on your live to say that I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And then you went to replay whatever live. I don't know where you got that live from, right? But you didn't play this one because you'd have heard yourself say that bitch ass. You'd have heard that. But then you come back to say, well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Played some lie where you don't hear it at all. You don't hear it. I agree with you because that wasn't the correct live. And you knew that. But you wanted to play the switcheroo freaking game after I made contact with Claudine and her and I and Shannon went joking about it. Claudine don't give two rats ass about you saying what you said. The point that I'm making is don't detect a liar until your detecting bell goes off in your head about you lying, about you out here trying to make it appear that other people, including myself, is freaking cray cray when you're the one that's freaking cray cray. So go sit your rusted nail ass down.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on the fucking record and walk away from it. Okay? And
Now,
all of
let's
it,
address this because you want to say what it is and what it's not. And the situation that occurred with my daughter, which now will be the second day, ain't had no problems behind it. But I stated that this girl has some type of sociopathic behavior. You came back because you wants to make a point and feel like you're such a freaking teacher, right? You know it all. So then I say, this is a goofy for real. Like for real, for real. You said, no, she not. I said she does have sociopathic behavior. Well, this says that this is what she was doing. Social behavior associates with antisocial personality disorder. What is the antisocial personality disorder, catfish? Someone who has separated herself or these or the other people have separated themselves from that someone. That happened. That happened. She chooses to separate herself on particular type of behaviors that is so pronounced in her character that she does tend to show sociopathic behavior. It's characterized by a chronic disregard for others' what, catfish? Rights, social norms, and laws. Okay, let's talk about others' rights, right? My daughter had the right to have her part of her sleeping quarters in that small ass dorm room, not only protected by her, but protected by the person that she shared the room with. She violated that. She's allowing people to sleep in my daughter's bed. She's allowing herself to go through some of my daughter's things. That's number one. Social norms. She seems to think that it is okay to do like how you do, right? Go behind the scenes, create a freaking group or whatever to cause defamation on someone else. She lacks that. And the law. She seems to think that it was okay for her to use my daughter's identity. Let's break down these examples for you because some of them did apply to her. manipulative behavior. That's what she did and applied in those social groups where she was trying to gaslight other people, individuals, to have a certain type of feeling about my daughter. Lying. Well, she did that to the police because she said that she didn't check out a key. Okay? Which now moves to the area of lack of empathy or remorse. She didn't give a damn. In post actions, she went berserk when she was addressed by the police. She got nervous. She got a little loud, standing on it wasn't her, but it was proven that it was. Oh, you should have seen her reaction. Too bad my phone died. My other phone was dead too. Superficial charm, because she seems to think that that smile and that hair and that fingernail, those fingernails, and the chapstick and the eyebrows gave her so much charm that she can just do whatever she want to do and lie straight through her teeth. And she wanted to convince. She uses these attributes to convince people that she's this sweet person, kind of like you. And aggressive or callous behavior. Now, I'm going to go with your dumb ass because it was applied the way that it was supposed to have been applied. You going or you keep trying to challenge and underestimate me, and I'm just gonna keep on upsetting your fucking bird nest headed ass bullcrap. I keep telling you over and over and over. And thanks for shouting out, baby sister. If don't nobody knows me best, is baby sister. You right. Maybe you should change your thoughtful way of saying things about, oh, the baby sister, that baby sister raised a beast, a mother sucking beast. And I already told you, you can believe what you want to believe, say what you want to say. You already can do what you can do, right? You, the attorney, file your paperwork, bring the smoke. Don't just yap about it, be about it. Be about it. Be about it. I have your shit, you'll have mine. I'm gonna write my own fucking motions. I'm gonna write my own. You write your own. Now let's get on up in there. Let's get on up in there. Underestimate me because I ain't out here putting this out and saying this and doing that. I don't want to. I don't have to. I'm not out here to impress anybody. I'm out here just to conversate, laugh, and kick it. That's it. Not my freaking entire lifeline on no damn YouTube. So goofy ass. You are straight up goofy. You trying to explain a whole bunch of this and a whole bunch of that when I'm on the fucking camera. I'm on the live. How is it that you're going to discredit something that I'm on the live showing? Goofy. And what difference? This is how I know you are a scum bucket. You're a straight up scum bucket, right? You're gonna sit on here and say with that old ass office, bitch, the building ain't crumbling down. Bitch, everything that I need to work with is working in there. What do you mean old ass office? Wouldn't it be a older office if the building is old as fuck? Why would they put in and knock down walls and do this and make a brand new fucking building when they have to do the whole fucking, when they would want to do the, or should they do the whole goddamn building? Oh, I forgot it wasn't to your standards, but yet then, right? We don't see that old ass fucking senior citizen building that you staying in. Thank you, Scott. Jesus love you too. We don't see that. But you always want to come back after I done showed something, right? After I done did some things, right? Such as speaking to my channel about my daughter. You want to come back and talk about that? It wasn't even nothing really in there for you until I got to the part about you. You should have just skip traced all of that. It had nothing to do with you. But you want to come back to see what was said on that so that you can feel this type of way so you can turn on your lie detective antennas. You're a goofy, a straight up goofy. Go and appreciate the people that is still listening to you. But keep in mind, those same people are listening to everybody around the tube in this community. And you're going to have to ask yourself the main question, right? How can I sit here and deliberately lie about certain things, right? If you go over to, I believe, the One Papoose channel, not the One Pap channel that I'm on, might be some videos and stuff on there with me in that senior book. I'm gonna give you something to make you go spend some time on. It might be one or two up in there in that senior book up there, bitch. It might be something in that book, since you say, oh, she didn't do nothing in life or whatever, of some things that I actually led back then, that I was involved in, that will show you graduation. Stupid. But you like to say things that you think sounds good to you and humiliating to others, to the person that you're speaking about. Isn't that crazy? We know who does that? Cray cray people. Cray cray people. Now, like I said, you do have some involvement, and it is worth. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Ain't never going away. So if this stuff over here happens to take a turn and a twist in that, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I do believe that your ass should be brought in to explain it. Huh? Don't think that me, part of the community out here, still don't want to know about that damn message. What is it? Again, let me see if I can find it. Sit tight. That you helped the cousin Levi with. Now, Sharon Winbush, you want to sit over there and act like you didn't see her with that message, right? And cousin Levi is one of your targets. Make this shit make sense. Sharon Winbush, it makes sense. You didn't see that message. You didn't. I'm looking for it. I'm scrolling. You didn't see her typing to a cousin Levi about helping him on some shit that's still a non-disclosure. We don't know all of the details to it. Nobody will drop the other half of this message that is much so needed out here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. No, that's not it. Right? Maybe ask her, Sharon Winbush, for the other half of that message and ask her, what is it that she was trying to help Levi with? Huh? Not only that, she can also do some things to help Sylvia with? Why don't you ask that? Because that's a missing piece of the puzzle. But that's not my point that I'm trying to make. My point I'm making to you, Sharon Winbush, as someone who says that they advocating for Robert Sylvester Kelly, goes and have entails everything of some of the details, right? Hold on, y'all. Bozo mad as at everyone. He falling apart over there on. So I don't have the rest of it because I don't know where this message is. But this is when Sharon Winbush, Miss Busybody, needed to be involved, right? But yet then you sit over there without your light bulb clicking on, addressing things pertaining to cousin Levi, pertaining to what he may have and or may have not done to Robert Sylvester Kelly, as far as keeping the money to himself. Okay. But yet then she was over there totally somewhere evolving around this situation, Sharon Winbush. So why don't you ask her about the inquiries that she was attempting to do? I'm going to send you separate texts. I can't text Sylvia directly. They are trying to create an inquiry. Why don't you ask her, Sharon Winbush, who are they? Because it sounds like there was some ties between maybe her and some fucking agents. I don't know, to be sure. But that's what it sounds like to me. Now, she's going to snicker and she's going to giggle because of the blues clues. Okay. Let's do that. But they are trying to create an inquiry for Sylvia. whoever is trying to create one, she was sure going to do her damnness to probably erase some shit allegedly from a system where nobody can find it. Or she's just speaking about the people in general out here on the YouTube. Or maybe Sharon Winbush, you were one of those people. Mhm. With her finding out that you were going to try to create an inquiry. Just maybe. Because sounds like you were really on this hunt about the transparency of collecting the freaking money, which you're now saying that is cousin Levi that kept all the money. Can you ask her if she had access to the defense fund? Now, why wouldn't Birdnest Catfish ask Sylvia her damn self? Mm? Can you ask her if she had access to the defense fund? This is all internal talk. So y'all don't suppose to know all of this. Now, why wouldn't people are not supposed to know this? And if it's internal, which can be coded for information that's only entitled to certain agents, don't you want to know what she's talking about, Sharon Winbush? Can you ask her if she had access to the defense fund? Looks like she was about to save all these people, Sharon Winbush, from something that you're out there scouting and trying to get down to the funky business on about R. Kelly. But you ain't tread lightly, sitting up there discussing stuff, because that's all she is a sponge for information, right? Can't do shit about it, right? Using you because she are no longer in ties with a cousin for the Levi. And I'm the dumb dumb. I can't stop it from becoming an inquiry, but I can add a note saying that Sylvia did not set up the defense fund. That's Sharon Winbush. Why would you not want to know that? Why would you not want to know who she is involved with? Whereas she can add a note. Huh? Uh, you don't want to know that? Well, if she can do all of this for Sylvia, right? Why didn't you ask her to use her magical powers as an agent to help Robert Sylvester Kelly? She can possibly add some notes in there that you would like to have done, I'm just saying, about the cousin for the Levi in this damn defense fund. Why you didn't ask her? She got magical powers, or she worked or not work because that bitch don't work. She wasn't them scam ass artists or whatever. Huh? You can ask Rogers and Blockbender that I kept Levi's name off that inquiry. Now, Sharon Winbush, you explain to me or the public that you are over there conveying and conversing and coming after cousin Levi. How are you going to get him if the catfish, aka Angie Dobie Walker, huh? Huh? How does she keep Levi's name off of that inquiry? Now, there is some possibility that I can probably get an answer to that question through one of those names on there. Hell, maybe the other one. I don't know. But Sharon Winbush. Now, either you over there and still playing Inspector Gadget, But I truly believe that this is one person, and I ain't trying to help or none of that, but this should not be disregarded. How are you going to get help, or how do you expect for someone to be genuinely listening to your story, attacking a cousin for the Levi, but yet then she did a magical trick, huh? To keep Levi's name off of all of that inquiry. Hmm. Inquiring minds would like to know. Or unless, Sharon Winbush, you're not that serious either. I'm just saying that about a helping a Robert Sylvester Kelly. But then she goes on to say, this is so effed up, and I won't be able to catch all of the crap that people may try to do under her name. She's trying to save Sylvia, trying to save a cousin for the Levi, and you're on the prowl, Sharon Winbush, to execute, demolish the cousin Levi. Uh, Sharon Winbush, the math ain't math. Something ain't right. The water has spilt over. Who's really for Robert Sylvester Kelly? Huh? Huh? This is messed up, Sharon. She won't be able to catch all the crap people may try to do under their names. Cousin Levi and Sylvia. But this ain't about Sylvia. I don't give a rat's ass. This is about Sharon Winbush and this lion ass, goat looking face ass bitch, right? Thinking that she can throw her rock and hide her hand and play on everybody's goddamn mental. Like I said, this is subjected under the Blues Clues disclaimer. Number one, bitch. Huh? Because the other half of this is missing. She don't have to tell if she set up the defense fund. Got this bitch out here talking about some you don't do this and you ain't into this and you why are you involved in this? Fuck you need to be involved in this for. You wasn't out there trying to stand for RSK. Are you a prosecutor, right? Who in the fuck in their right mind would talk to a goddamn prosecutor, Sharon Winbush? What in the hell do you think? That's just like Nicole, that attorney Nicole. She came from being a goddamn prosecutor. You can't take a prosecutor and turn it into a defense lawyer overnight. They have already been trained to go, just like in the military. They were already conditioned. She's already conditioned to nail and execute somebody. That's her frame of thought. That's her frame of mind. That's how she works. That's how she's going to do it. And what did she do, Sharon Whitbush? She get up there and her first opening to the jury was what? You will find R. Kelly guilty. That's because she couldn't turn off the mindset of executing people, stemming from being a prosecutor attorney. So, what in the God's sake would you sit up there with this prosecutor, alleged freaking attorney to think that what you say, regardless of the freaking law, yeah, that's because she wants to have these type of arguments and conversations with you or whatever, that with all of the layout of Mr. Kelly's freaking indictments, that it was going to impede the way that you explain or the way that you see it. Where's your light bulb at? Where are you? Where's your light bulb at? I, I just couldn't understand it. But that's just my non understanding, I guess, because it's straight up goofy to me. Goofy. You looking for a defense for R. Kelly, then you keep the defense in the same corner of what defenses do. You don't go with your defense to talk to a goddamn prosecutor. You're trying to establish a defense. There is no way that she's going to establish a fair and honest defense for you. What in the God saken goofy shit is this? Yeah, I get a little bit high toned, high aggressive with the way I speak sometimes, but I can also turn it down when it's time to turn it down. But when I go to that high tone, that means that I say what I mean and I mean what I say, basically. But then you got this goddamn child of a corn out here trying to demolish or apply defamation of fucking character and now turning it into harassment. Harassment. Let me use your term, bitch. Are you the fuck okay? Harassment? If this is what you're indicating that is substantiate as harassment, then bitch, this is it? Yeah, okay. Now this ain't harassment, boy. Boy, this ain't harassment. Not yet. Mm-mm. No threats or nothing. Now, I'm sure that this live is going to make you feel again some type of way because the dumb don't speak and think like this. The dumb can't apply the pressure where the pressure needs to be applied. And that message right there, girl, that ain't going nowhere. But if this happens to escalate where they actually need or they subpoena quite a few people in to come and do this, come and do that, I think that your bitch ass need to be on that stand. Uh-huh. I really do. And get down to the nitty gritty about what you did, how you were going to do it, when you were going to do it, what you were going to do, huh? Who you were going to do it with, who you were doing it for, and we should let the juror decide your guilt, because you guilty ass fuck.